Welcome everyone to Calling the Audible D Division A and B edition. After a short hiatus, I have returned. I am Pease Del Reese.
You didn't bring Milanos though.
No, but you know who did bring Milanos and ignored to bring Milanos for the rest of us?
What a clown.
The worst producer in the history of production. That's Chapman.
It was me.
I was going to say Eagle just by reflex, but Chapman.
That would have been so good.
Of course, if you want to tweet the show live, you can't tweet him because he doesn't know how to operate anything that isn't a sandwich.
Yep.
I am joined by my usual co-host as Chapman scarfs on a sandwich in front of a microphone.
I can't stop looking at
And
it.
It looks good though. Like I'm
yeah,
starving.
it's like a car wreck. It's like a car wreck with a glorious sandwich.
And
in
I
the middle
haven't
of it.
been there in a while, so it would have been perfect if Chapman would have got for everyone, because if I would have walked
Next
in
week?
there, everyone would have stared at me. Next week, of course,
week.
man. What are you talking about?
Stack the sandwiches high. Actually, I went to
Write down your
Chicharo's.
orders.
What?
Write down your orders next week.
Done deal.
Oh,
I went to Chicharo's this week, actually.
yeah, that place is good too.
We're it's the Milano's competitor, not as well known to those who didn't grow up in the.
That's
the
RDP, no?
No, it's right around the corner. Right around the corner from Milano's.
I have no clue what that is, by the way.
So I'm sure you guys have had the experience. It's my girlfriend's time of month that she has special requirements.
Yeah, yeah.
And so at any point it's like, hey, I'm angry. Let's get sandwiches.
I
And
love
so
it.
we had to stop and get sandwiches,
Yeah.
and they were enjoyable.
That's
That's a good craving,
That's
though.
a great time.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. It wasn't
No,
so
you
bad.
that's
get the
okay.
benefit on that one.
Yeah, there's worse things. There's worse things for sure.
like
When I
sitting
got
next
here,
to
actually, I heard Marco was talking to me about Robbie Robinson after his game,
Well, I was talking to
And-
Vinny about it.
and I kind of overheard, and it was kind of excellent. So I want to bring that to the fold.
I'm just wondering what's going on with Robbie. He, in my opinion, he was always the most laid back, chill guy in flag. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. Vinny told me he just had a kid. Shouldn't he be the happiest
Congrats,
guy?
Robbie.
Shouldn't he be the happiest guy around? I feel like every week he's losing his mind on someone. And I'm not the only one that notices it. Like, a lot of people have been seeing it. I'm just wondering what's going on, because
He plays high intensity.
it's not that. It's
It's intensity.
It's just I remember.
It's his fire.
I'm
It's his
comparing
fire.
it because the last couple years he hasn't never been like this. So I'm just wondering, is he trying to throw people off their game? And if it is, good for him, because it's probably working. Look, Top Guns are doing well, but I just don't know what's going on with him, man.
But so like, I mean, again, I know him like you did.
Yeah.
Like again, super laid back guy, whatever. And usually as players get older, they sort of like.
Well, look at
chill more.
Void. Look at Void. Get off
Look
my
at
lawn.
the guy to my left. I mean, honestly, like Marco, like you know, I used to tease you all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time
no, and
because I knew it got under your skin.
And looking back, like I say it all the time. Like, don't be 2011 Marco. Like, don't be a douchebag. Just be chill, be nice with everyone, and it should come back. But for some reason, some of the guys are going a little bit off, and I find are taking a little bit of personal shots at people. Or if you're talking shit on the field, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
It's when it starts to get a little personal. Like, you don't know what's going on in people's
Also,
lives.
and the second the game's done.
yeah, it should. It's over. It's over.
Let it go.
It's over.
Marco, speaking of 2011, what was your score? Your grade in calculus?
97 in Cal 1.
97. It was a weird thing. We walked in.
Yeah.
Mark was bragging
fact
about
of the day.
a calculus score. I'm sure you'll use that one day.
Yeah.
One
been used.
It
It's
didn't.
been used.
I mean, it didn't. You didn't use it perhaps to get you beyond the finest. However,
I don't know if you heard about this game piece. You were kind of out of.
I was out of commission due to an injury, unfortunately.
It
But
was a great. It was a great.
you guys
game.
were there, so I want to get your input.
Well, I'll let Vinny talk. He was on the sideline. He watched, and then I'll come back to it.
It was a great back and forth game. Honestly, the last throw you made, I have to say, to Theo was incredible.
Thank you for that.
I gotta
But
give
How
I
about you
don't
describe it for the audio audience? We don't have replays because
Basically,
FPF.
everybody. it was a very tight window. He threw a ball over Nathan Taylor just where Theo can get it, almost back shoulder on a fade, and Theo just made a crazy sideline catch. But it was
Yeah.
a throw.
Well-
like the throw made the catch, and the catch
Okay,
they
so
complemented each other very well.
Just to give a quick rundown of this game, and then we'll move on. We both got one stop. We got stopped on the 1 yard line, and then we obviously stopped them at the end of the first half. Hail Mary, but that doesn't really count. And then we stopped them once in the second half. So both teams kind of bled the clock. It was really well played game. We managed. I think even Kev would be the first to tell you that they didn't really deserve to win this game, but they did. Again, this is DA this year. They won the game. Good for them. We controlled the clock. We let them score with about 2 minutes left, down to go up 20-18. So we had the ball down 2 with about 2 minutes left, and we killed the whole clock. We scored with 2 plays left. We left them just the Hail Mary from the 10, and the ball was actually thrown short by Kev. You guys can see it when the game of the week comes out, and Jamal bats it down off a Ked, off someone else. It was weird. It all happened so fast, and anyways, long story short, it ended up in the back of the end zone somehow. Right,
just pinball all over the
right
place.
to the arms of the young
Dandero,
guy.
Dandero?
The young guy.
The guy you know.
And,
Nasser Leclerc.
And then they won the game.
That's one, yeah.
It was a really good game. There was no shit talking going on. It was a well played
Really?
game.
That's impressive.
Well played game. Everyone kept their stuff in check.
Kareem made an incredible 4th down catch where he
Kareem
got
made a great-
laid out
Kareem
on
made
the
a great
sideline.
catch.
Laid out.
It didn't really change anything to do with the game, but it was a great play. Give it to Kareem.
They converted
No, it
a
was
touchdown, no? On the drive. You would have stopped them.
Maybe. I don't really remember. I wasn't on the field defensively. I was watching. Because I'm nursing an injury, right? But the game was great. They played very well. We played a bit better, and hopefully we'll play them in the finals.
The
That's
score is not indicative of that, of course.
Could I
It's,
ask you a question? When are you going to pull the plug on Terrence Adams rushing? I'm sorry, I have to say it.
We kind of got to roll with it. He's gonna get a big goal. He sacked Kevin this week.
Okay, 1, and he got beat. On a 4th and 10, Kevin ran for first down.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes. But I think we ended up stopping them also on that drive.
Possibly, but still, 4th and 10, Kevin ran on him for a first down.
Okay, some things that he's just gonna learn and he's gonna get better at. Let's hope.
It's what, this
Let's
week,
not go
week
word.
7, week 8?
Week
When
8.
is he going to learn?
It's honestly, and I like Terrence. He's a good dude. He's a
Great
fantastic athlete. My thing has always been the book on Terrence. Terrence is that when he rushes, he takes a very, very narrow line to the quarterback.
Yeah.
And when it does not work in the highest divisions because the quarterbacks all know how to use their bodies, all know how to control their bodies. And Marco, you love that too. When a guy comes right at you.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. I did want to kind of talk about that in the STL. Something I saw. We'll talk about it after. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on is Rainmakers now at the bottom of the division. We're at the half point of the season. We saw them at the top of the division. And that's just been what Division A is this season.
It's crazy.
It's been the most entertaining Division A we've seen. They lose to Monstars 39-33. Another amazing game by Rod Mash.
That was an amazing
It was
game
an
to
awesome
watch.
game.
Yeah.
The big turning point in this game, the interception by Ryan Kastner.
No, not even.
Well,
Not even.
that was the only stop. I don't know what Ryan saw.
No,
We were at the
because that was.
It was a
Right
setup to
before-
talk
it
about
was-
the interception,
it
and
was-
then we could talk about the real turning point.
No, but it was right before the end of the first half. So I mean, they could have scored whatever, yes, but I don't think Monstars went down and scored before the end of the first half. So no. Anyways, I know the whole thing with that was Ryan was upset because he asked how much time was left before the end of the first half to call timeouts, and one of the refs said 2 minutes, and then right after he said 2 minutes, they whistled 5 plays. So he was extremely
I
rattled.
want to say that's also happened to me where it's like, how much time? 47 seconds. Okay, we run a play. 5 plays. Not
No,
mathematically
but they
possible.
didn't even run a play.
Oh,
He
okay.
asked, and then they went into the huddle to try to set up their time management.
5 plays.
And then 5 plays.
Was it
They got
but
robbed
there's
the play.
always one official that has the official time.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if they asked the wrong, the official should have said,
Yeah.
The official says, I don't have the
I
official
don't
time.
have the
you'll
official
ask
time.
it.
You-
Yeah.
most of them do.
Well, I think he said about 2 minutes, and then I'm not kidding. Right after he said about 2 minutes, 5 plays.
Yeah, but I'd be rattled by that, too.
Yeah. So and then I think one play later he threw the pick.
to Theo Bikelis.
Yeah, but they were scored there, had the score lead. They only lost by
Oh
a
no,
score.
they didn't end up scoring Monstars because they threw a Hail Mary to Sam Mashtub and he came down with it, but
Oh,
then
he
he
got
dropped
laid
it
out.
on the ground.
I was actually talking to my friends, and that's a welcome to Division A for San Mashtu.
Yeah.
But that's not even welcome to Division A for Sam. If you know Sam Ashton, and I coached him in FPF Junior a year ago, which is crazy to go from FPF Junior to
Division A.
Division A in literally a calendar year. And I've played against him in lower divisions and whatnot. His skill level's quite impressive.
He's gonna
But-
be awesome.
But
He's gonna be really good. Yeah.
he needs to fix his head.
Yeah, he's a little bit weak, and I told him when the braces come out, you'll be good. You'll be ready to roll. But
Wait till he kisses
but
his
that's
first
it, like,
girl, the confidence gets up
I like how he
there.
runs his routes. He's got very good hands,
Yeah.
and I think he's gonna be like moving forward. I think he's gonna be one of the better.
But I
players.
wasn't speaking about his production. Welcome to Division A. I meant taking that
Yeah, yeah,
shot.
taking
He
the
got
hit,
laid
taking the
out,
hit, yeah.
and you get laid out in
But
Division A
but
a
that's
lot.
the thing. That's the thing that happens though. Like, is that when you get hit, a lot of times it's not the contact that makes you drop the ball. It's the, oh my God, I got hit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that Sam needs to learn is really catch the ball because you got hit anyway.
Mhm.
It,
Yeah.
it doesn't reduce the impact of the hit. You might
Yeah.
as well catch the ball.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it was the hit or when he slammed onto the ground that it
Anyways,
came out.
it doesn't matter. He didn't end up catching it, and then the second half was awesome. These guys were going back and forth. The
Oh,
game
it's beautiful,
started.
yeah.
The game started. I think Ryan hit his first pass, and then there was 7 straight incompletions, and then the game started. It really took off after
It was
that.
all defense to start the game. It's
Yeah,
true.
and then the second half was great. These guys were going back and forth. Ryan got the ball back with 3 plays left, and he took a shot first play to Bobby on a deep post corner.
Yeah.
And,
Casting
and
Mickelberg.
he had him.
Yeah.
He had him.
But Bobby was complaining after the play. I think he got manhandled on the route.
I don't know, but he came after the break. He came open,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if the throw was off or Bobby wasn't onto his route properly, but he had him. And then the next play, he avoided the rush, beat Isaiah, and then Isaiah Lard, and then he hit Chidiat for a deep gain, and they were about at like the 8 or 9 yard line with 1 play left to win, and he actually got a touchdown to Hugo, but it was clear that it was a sack.
Yeah.
Like he got sacked, clear, but the throw was there, and if you would have let it go about a half second earlier, they would have won.
Talk
the game.
about sheep to hero. He got destroyed Isaiah Lard on the play before, jumped
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah.
Ryan had like 20 seconds to throw a ball.
Yeah, it was a great game.
But you often see that too, and rushers, especially in Division A, rarely jump. But when they do, the next play, they're coming bearing down and they're not
Yeah.
making a mistake
Yeah.
on that play. So you need to get rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
So huge win by
Big
Monstars
win
and
for
huge
Monstars.
play by Isaiah Lord on that last
Pretty much
play.
setting themselves up to be the 2 seed.
A team we thought that might have been the 2 seed, Braves, sort of in kind of an
Meltdown
odd,
mode.
like a spiral. Like
Yeah.
I mean, again, the way the season started, and given the unpredictability now, they can still even finish as high as that. But we'll get to the playoff breakdown in a second. But for now, Top Guns Braves. I'll throw to you, Vinny, since you were in the game. What were your impressions just by being there?
Well, I'll take a quote from Simon's article. Jonathan Mayer tried to go deep too often. He literally had 2 plays. It was either a post to one of his slots or slant ins from the wideout.
Yeah.
It was after a point we were playing a lot of cover 3, and then just
And then Paul was shooting all the
yeah.
slants.
We weren't missing the flag on the slant, so they're getting 2-3 yards out of
Yeah.
it, and we were just covering the deep, and he just. It
No,
was,
I
it was
was
predictable.
I was there watching, and they played fantastic. Top Guns played great. I got there a little late. I got there just when the second half started,
Mm-hmm.
and since the second half started, it was a complete beatdown.
But and that's and
Yeah,
so
it was 2020.
the thing is, when you look at Top Guns, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the games where Top Guns puts up all these points, it's more on the defense that just provides that energy for them, gives them more opportunities, and there's an added level of confidence that happens when they're getting the stops and so on.
I don't know what the quarterback for Jonathan
Mayer?
Mayer was seeing, but they were playing so far off, and this guy kept chucking it down the field. It made
It's what he wants to do, though.
Yeah, but it made no sense in a game that
I've-
was actually close.
He
A game
seemed
that was
rattled.
close.
He seemed
did
rattled.
seem rattled.
I've never seen.
He-
I played him 4 times now. Yeah, 4
You know,
times,
I-
and so most of everything he had no composure. It seemed he was off this
yes.
game.
And I was on the
Summertime
sideline with
drinks
Simo.
then.
I was on the sideline with Simo,
His
and
pregame nap.
right in front of me, okay, because I could see it, is Vince Nardone, of all people, running 10-yard hooks, and not was he thrown to, and every single time he was
Well,
wide
I mean,
open.
Von Damme was covering him. Of course, Mayer was scared of that.
Van Dam was dropping deep.
That was a joke.
But I'm just saying, this guy was open on every single. I even said to him after the game, I'm like, "Did you have fun running your empty routes?" Because I felt bad. Like this guy was literally open on.
Yeah, but he
every
has
play.
his go-to guys, and like everybody, when you have your go-to guys, it's hard to come off them, especially
And I
when you're
get it.
struggling.
I get it.
You're
when
struggling, and you
yes.
want to go to your top.
You tend to
2,
go to the
3
well
guys.
because you're struggling,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
the thing that gets you started.
Right.
And when it's not working, then you start to see the composure go, and that's what we saw.
Yeah.
With
I think still when you're
Jonathan
struggling,
Mayer.
the best thing to do is to still look at the defense, not your guys, and remember that they're all there for a reason. They could still probably make the catches. Just get your first downs
that's-
and come back into the game.
When you start to struggle, and the other team is just driving on you, scoring, stop, score, stop, score.
And this
it
wasn't
gets tough.
wasn't
You-
close. Second half, they were
was
Paul
2020 at half.
Paul was doing anything he wanted. The only thing
Oh.
that was really ugly was when Vinny and Robbie went to throw a pass each. Vinny got like -4 yards on one play, so ugly, and Robbie could have thrown a pick six. He said I was throwing it away, but
That's
it
a
looked
great
so,
impression.
He was throwing it away.
That's a great
looked
impression.
so ugly from the side.
My
Even Simon was like, I don't think he was throwing it away. He was yelling, I was throwing it away, Paul. But I don't think he was.
he was throwing away, but JD almost made an incredible play.
exactly.
I mean, he was throwing it away unintentionally,
Yeah.
perhaps.
he threw it like
So, Top Guns, if they want to win, and you guys are looking amazing,
excuse me.
Paul, keep throwing, bro. You're playing amazing.
And
But
Paul,
what about-
in this
what
game,
about my-
16 of 18.
He's killing
Don't
it.
take the ball out of his hand.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
He's making great reads. His extra points, his 2-point conversion. I saw him make one throw was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep throwing, man. And then he went in for an extra point once. Like, why? He threw a pick.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Yeah, but you know how much it opens up the field doing these wildcat rap. I understand it's ugly. I get it.
You ran one in for a touchdown. That was nice. I couldn't believe it. Two Braves guys ran into each other.
It was my nasty cut. No, I just literally turned directions and Vince Ardon took out the quarterback, and I was
Yeah.
like, I walked up the middle of the field.
Yeah.
No, but doing this opens up so much. The times he fakes it to us, everybody doesn't know where. No one knows
Look,
where to go. They all come in and then just goes over
Robbie is
top.
playing amazing as a receiver. Keep him as receiver. Paul is playing great as a quarterback. Keep him as quarterback.
I
and
wouldn't
just win
change
your games.
Why change what we're doing? It's
You're right. I'm just saying from
It
what I
confuses
see.
teams. It
from what I
confu-
see-
but
it
it
doesn't
does-
really confuse teams when you have JD almost pick sixing and probably would have let them back in the game if they would have.
almost. He still was like 2-3 yards away from him. Okay,
That's
so
2-3 yards too close.
okay, but still almost is not going to win you games.
You understand what I mean? I'm peased. I'm sure
You
you
got a
understand
robot
what I
son
mean.
for almost is not going to win you
Yeah,
games.
seriously,
Do it.
that's
I gotta
you.
find one.
Jesus.
One job, Chapman.
Your job is
I
to
wasn't
produce the
expecting
show.
this.
Anyways, moving on. And Van Dram had a great game, by the way. I was watching him, and he played well. He just missed one ball that he probably should have caught.
And speaking of Van Damme,
Just joking.
in Division B, lightweight went on to beat Quan 47-42. This one surprised me. I didn't think this was a good matchup for lightweight at all.
Neither did I.
Yet Simon
I'm shocked,
Dagenet
yeah.
continues to destroy Division B while sucking the big one in Division C. Yet Anthony Van Damme being the target to go to 4 touchdowns in this game.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. But you know what? Simon does this. Simon does this, man. He takes good receivers, like Van Dram's a very good receiver.
Or Marcos
And-
Masiocho last spring.
Exactly, and he just feeds you.
Yeah.
He feeds you, and he knows that he needs to do it in order to win. And when Simon's on and he's firing like that, they have a good chance to win, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but now it's going to be tough. 2 games now without Van Damme. I want to see what he can do the next 2 games.
Yeah, but I'm sure Simon will find someone to replace him for the 2 games. Oh, and that I wanted to touch on that for Top Guns. Exactly that. Sorry for going
Yeah,
back.
we'll go back.
I think the reason why you guys are doing so well this year is because you're not picking up guys for one game here, one game there. You guys are stick to the same guys, and you see how much better Paul is playing because of it.
But this is the first time Paul actually has a team that
And this is what I'm-
commits to showing
This
up.
is what I'm saying. You guys don't have like
The Maniacs, they show up 10 minutes late.
You
You didn't
don't
know
have
who
a
was
guy
showing
like
up each week.
Godfrey or JR, guys that are like specimens, but you can't count on them. And look, everyone is playing together and playing really well, and I think this is a big reason why you guys are doing so well.
I agree.
But it's hard to have a new cast in and out, and it's such a short game that you can't start like a little off.
Yeah, no,
You know
exactly.
what I mean, 44 minutes and 10 plays is not a long time.
Anyways, just wanted to
But
touch back on
a
that.
quarterback in any of the higher divisions, if you don't have chemistry, you cannot. It's
That's
not a
it.
revolving. You can't have a revolving door at receiver.
You're right.
You need your core receiver.
But
to
I
be
would
the
I
same.
would argue with any division in FPF, you can't just you bring in a stud, it's fine, but you'll see balls going over to the back shoulder of the receiver,
Yeah.
the timing being wrong, the ball being thrown low, receiver not catching the ball because they're not used to catching that ball from that quarterback in that route, and Alex Holloway building his rapport with Quan. And I can't even put it to words, guys.
Yeah, I
but
don't get it.
there's something about Quan, yes, when they're all there, it's a phenomenal roster.
Yeah,
There's something I felt from the beginning of the season is just not complete about Quan.
and I don't get it.
Do you guys have an opinion on that?
I don't. I
Every
don't- I
week-
just don't get it.
Every week they're missing someone. They're not built.
So
Are
is it
they?
that? Is
But
it?
are they,
How,
though?
how does that defense
They're-
allow
they're-
47
they're-
points?
exactly.
To Dagenet.
They have a bunch of D1 guys.
But how often have they played
Springer,
together?
Giovanni Lani, and Leo Lani that are all D boys.
Mhm.
And have been D boys, and they're
Yeah, but-
letting up 47 to.
Yeah,
to
but they
Simon.
don't.
And
they
Ryan
haven't played-
Perry
they haven't played
and
much
Jamel
together this
Springer,
year.
François Laurier was a solid
There's
defense
probably,
as well.
there's probably no communication on defense, so it doesn't matter. You could all be studs, but if you don't have chemistry, you're gonna find holes. The zones are gonna break
And
down.
communication too, like it's more than just the generic concept of chemistry. It's concrete things of like not calling guys coming across the field and not making
That's what I
adjustments.
mean, and you're not used to playing with people. You don't used to relaying the message to them properly.
Look,
Yeah.
did they even have? They had one PD. Leo had one. the only PD against a Simon team that he literally just loves to throw the ball up.
Yeah.
You know, one pass deflected. That's horrible.
And I had a conversation with Simon, and Simon loves like football cliches and platitudes, and I make fun of him for it all the time. But I was like, let me try and reach him on his level. And because in Div C we were really struggling, and it's a philosophy I think really works for his style. I said, every play, don't wait for the window. It's there, and it's touchdown. And if it's not a touchdown, you check it down.
Well, you know
touchdown
what?
or check down every single time.
But
you
he
don't
doesn't play
wait.
like that. He says it. But
Oh,
he doesn't
no,
play like
no,
that.
no, no.
He does
He
play
has
like that.
been.
In Div B, he does.
He
it.
has
He
been.
always does. Even when I was running routes for him, he would just throw it, and he would anticipate and throw it. And if not, okay, exactly that. Take the check down. But
even Div C, we've been doing that, and it's been awesome because I'm the check down receiver due to my lack of speed. But other than that, but in more seriousness, it's important because a lot of times what happens is it's not there. It's not there.
And then-
Let me try it anyway.
Yeah, and then a
and
pick.
at that point, the window's completely closed,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
it's an interception,
But-
or it's an incompletion on fourth down or third down, whatever.
But
you know?
good for Simon. He's got his team in a good place to avoid 6 fast in the first round. So
Yeah.
that's big.
And 6 fast, picking up another win, 51-6 over Brocasian. We thought this one would be ugly.
It's
I
Christian Sarantella
was
cut.
wrong though. I was wrong. I was on the podcast last week and I said it was going to be a
I heard it.
3-score game. Not Chapman. I think put the spread at 23.5.
But-
I was very wrong.
It wasn't Chapman, it was Vegas.
Well,
He
say
just
in
relays
your
this.
defense-
It was me. Vegas.
In your
doesn't exist.
defense, you didn't know Chris Rivette was gonna be quarterback. I think he plays Division E quarterback. Or
Yeah, but
D.
but still, and
Playing in
and,
B
and I
against
didn't
the
know-
top team, you're gonna.
I
And just
You're gonna
we
get mashed.
played against with Justin Blanchard. We played against him in Division D this season, and Justin's one of those guys who absorbs knowledge. And he just remembers, like, for me, like, I'll play against you, and then the next week I play against you. I don't remember what you did last week. But the
I
thing
remember
is,
one play of the game.
But that's the thing is he has this amazing repertoire and ability on defense to convey, hey guys, remember they're gonna do this, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do this,
Yeah.
and they're the opposite of what you talked about. Six minus R, they're guys who played together for such a long time that the communication is impeccable.
Yeah, but
And saw that
I
in this
really
game.
don't want to talk about this game anymore because if you
Done.
if you saw it, it was literally a Div E team playing against a borderline Div A team, I guess you could say. The Brocasian was horrible. They didn't have Kyle Lebowski. They didn't have anybody. They were brutal.
But
Let's move on.
Is Christian not quarterback?
I just think
I've seen a
I
few
just think
games
he
now.
wasn't
he's not
there. I
quarterback.
think he's away. But let's
No,
just
he's
not
there.
talk-
He's there for his Division C team every week, but he's not there for. I think they just.
I
cut
don't
him.
know, but this team was brutal.
Okay,
Move on.
enough. Boring.
Speaking of quarterback changes and controversies, Incredibles beating STL 44-24. Strange result?
No,
No,
I
right?
I watched the game.
Slightly shocked.
I watched the game. Vinny
kinda
Vinny didn't get a chance to watch it. I saw it. I was right there in the middle. Liam picked apart STL, and it was weird to watch because STL was talking so much, and Liam was just. He got thrown out for the first 5 plays of the game.
Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the first 5 plays of the game?
First 5 plays of their first drive. So Papic had to play QB, but I think it I don't know. It drew a little fire under his ass because he went off after. He looked awesome. I think he had 2 incompletions. He was just picking
Yeah.
them apart. And
Yeah.
this is what I wanted to talk about. Terrence was coming in slow to try to make Liam not run, and Liam had all day to do
Liam
what
didn't even attempt
But
to
like,
run.
why?
No,
but
he-
but this thing is like, okay, Liam Mahoney's an amazing athlete,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to run, right? Like that's
Well, he ran all the time as a quarterback when he played for
No,
Concordia.
but you
I know,
know,
I know, but I'm saying in flag.
you notice
he
a
wants to
lot
throw
of
the ball,
mobile
right?
quarterbacks don't run. They don't want to run. They want to throw, and honestly, they're undoing a lot of them.
Yeah,
Well-
for sure. And but the thing is that like in FPF, Liam is not. I mean, he's known as a guy who can run. But
Yeah.
He's not a running quarterback.
No, but I see him take it when the rusher is someone he can have all day. I've seen him. I played
So
him just trying to see
so
him
then
run up.
what do you guys when you look at Terrence Adams, and we were picking on Terrence today, but I want this to be somewhat instructive. What do you convey to someone who has the habit of just taking a straight line to a guy and getting beat, and then when he does the opposite, it still doesn't work. Like what do you tell him in the huddle?
It
there?
wasn't working against Liam, so I think they told him. I don't know if they told him to come in slow and like just manage him in front of you, but when they did, I saw Liam just back up, take time, and then throw it into the middle of the field for about 20 yards to Vince or to Papic. And
Well, because that's the other thing is when the rusher does come in slow, if you're patient,
Yeah.
the middle of the field opens up.
Exactly, and he was eating them up. eating them up.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. Even Theo, like as good of a playmaker he was, couldn't even get to the ball at all defensively. These guys were driving and doing whatever they wanted. And then I think they even put Terrence on the bench for an extra point, and Dylan rushed, and I think Liam threw an interception on the extra point, so it didn't mean anything. And then Dylan was going crazy, saying, "That's what happens when you rush them fast. When you rush them fast, you make them think fast." And
Jesus.
and they were just talking so much. But then right after that, it was like
He threw a
Liam
pick?
picked them off. Liam picked him off, and then Dylan got a tipped ball for a pick, and the game.
So,
was
but
just
that's
over.
the thing, though. Dylan Taylor perhaps not thinking fast.
I don't know if it was really Dylan the problem, or his reads.
But I mean, you were telling me some of the balls were coming out like punts.
Some of them were coming out a bit weird, and there was a couple where he had guys deep, and the ball was just spinning a bit. And I was wondering, like, what's going on? Maybe his arm is hurting or something, because that's not the Dylan I've used to seeing. Like, even when I played with him on occasion, he would throw a couple balls here and there, and they were nice spirals, tight. So I don't know what was going on, but the ball was coming out a bit awkward.
From day one, I told you, team's going to go, like you keep saying it's Theo, but it's going to go as far as Dylan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you have Theo as a receiver in
I
Division
think
B,
you're right.
you should
After
score every
watching it.
drive. How do you get
But
stopped?
it's not only Theo. Like having Theo and Jamie and Guillaume.
Yeah.
And Jamil, guys, you guys
He's
don't know.
good. No,
but
I
you
know
guys
him.
don't-
He's good. He's good.
Oh, you probably do, because we like he played in lower divisions
Yeah.
for the same time
I
you were
think
there.
he
But like,
should have rushed, honestly, this game.
but just to say, like Jamil Greenidge is an amazing player, and he has no cap hit on the team,
No.
basically.
And he lays out. He freaking puts his body on the line. I enjoy watching him play. He's a very good player.
Man, like Theo was throwing his body everywhere. I felt bad for him watching this game. Like, he was getting hit all kinds when he was on defense, and then when he was on offense, he was diving. He caught a ball up against his face like for a touchdown. Just feel bad for him running out there.
OTF dropped the mic. They won 39-18. Guys, it's a different Mario Parek every week. It does appear.
I don't get it.
Because again, this is a solid team, top to bottom.
You know what? Like after watching him play the last couple weeks, I was gonna take retraction. Like he's improving
Dude,
every
I
week.
played
I feel
against him in
bad.
Division
Yeah.
C 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh no, this guy's legit. I've been wrong.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is he has 1 week where he looks like the truth, and then
Yeah.
the next week it's like, how is this even the same human?
Yeah.
But you know what? It's same model we said earlier. Every week he has different players showing up. He has a couple guys the same, but like Timothy Gobber is not there every week. Jelani McLaren's not there every week. You basically have like 2 or 3 guys who are there every week. So obviously he doesn't have the chemistry to speed downs, and he likes to chuck it. So if he doesn't have
But that's
chemistry,
the thing. So we look at, though, 2 key things. 2 guys there, other than that trip to Mexico. 2 guys there every week. Jeremy Anderson, Jordan Moses, 2 catches combined.
Yeah.
So that's a problem when you're not going
Jordan,
to the guys.
Travis. Jordan doesn't play that often on the team. It's Travis.
Oh,
is
yeah,
there,
I thought Jordan was there all season
No,
long too.
no, he
Okay, my
wasn't.
mistake then. My mistake. But even at that, Jeremy Henderson's the guy, solid pair of hands. He's there every week, just having 1 catch. It's you would expect this team to at least be competitive. Instead, they just got torn up.
I'm
39-8.
I'm
The
done.
LDL
I'm
twins.
done trying to predict these 2 teams. I'm
Honest
wrong
to God.
every week. I
But that's the kind of game you'll get, right? When they play each other, it's like, but I don't know what's gonna
I
happen.
said that the top 4 teams last week would have stayed there if all they needed was OTF to win this, drop the mic to win this game, and it probably would have ended like that. The top 4. Now I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like I can't get a read on
crapshoot
Drop the Mic.
right
I
now.
can't get a read on them.
Justin Smoller, listening to you, Vinny, finally getting a jersey,
2 weeks in a row.
going 20th for 27. Well, I wasn't here last week, so I couldn't celebrate it.
Me neither.
I
I think he
Okay.
doesn't put on a jersey when he knows he's facing a good defense.
So it's like, I can beat these guys.
Yeah.
Suit up.
Yeah.
So that's possible. OTF, and we'll talk about how that affects the playoffs. How many minutes am I in, Chapman?
About 25.
All right.
Let's
So
keep
let's
going.
do that.
Look at that at 40
Yeah,
minutes.
let's keep going.
Keep going. Let's do one more game. Which game do you guys want?
Is there only 1 game left?
No, Kings,
There's the
KGP.
Rich-
Kings,
Rich and famous.
Kings, or you guys?
Oh no, we'll do us last. Go Kings.
We'll do all of them then. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
quickly. KGP beat the Kings.
You watched this game, right?
35-32.
A little bit.
I
of
watched
in
this
and
game.
out.
Phil Cutler taking on Matt Renee, having remarkably similar days.
But Matt Renee made
No.
some questionable throws.
No.
On the field, it did not look like the same. It did not
Did
look
you
the
say
same.
similar days?
Well, production-wise.
Stat-wise,
Not
yeah.
even close. Okay, I was
I
there.
mean, close
No,
production-wise.
Renee had like
Stat-wise, yes.
no. He had 20 incompletions.
Fair enough.
Fair.
He was not very good. Like
Okay, so in terms of efficiency, you mean?
yeah, no. Phil played great. Phil was running when he had to. He would chuck check down when he needed to, and he was hitting guys up the sideline. James
Phil
Crow
played really well this
James
game.
Crow laid out for a catch. It was awesome. Phil
The
managed the
rare one catch 40-yard no touchdown.
yeah, because he
performance.
was like on the 3-yard
Yeah,
line and
yeah.
he threw it deep.
They're backed up and then
Yeah.
having to go deep. Yeah.
No, but they honestly deserve to win this game. KGP.
It's closer than
Gordy dropped a pick, an extra pick that he should have had. They should have beat them by 2 scores, and then actually Kings got a chance, Hail Mary last play to try to win it, and it was incomplete. But KGP like outplayed them big time.
If you watch the game, the score does not dictate how this game
But
went.
and just to show you again, Div A and B, still somehow a team can be significantly outplaying, and the other team could still have a shot to win. It's weird.
Yeah.
But and it's like you said, the game management comes into play, and Matt Rene is a smart enough quarterback to know, I'm not my sharpest, so I'm gonna take shots that are safe where it's my receiver or no one, but at the same time, if they're incomplete or whatever, we're still possessing the ball. We still have a chance to win the game,
Yeah.
and we saw that in that close game. In your guys' game, Richie Famous took on Coyotes.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I'll let Vinny talk about it. I wasn't there.
Rich, this was his
Humes?
game. Rich Humes, man, fantastic. I love
And
watching
you look
this.
at it, and it's
Wow,
like,
very
he didn't-
descriptive, Vinny.
he didn't
I'm
throw-
really happy we asked
I'm
you a
just
question.
happy. Like, I've been waiting for this all year. He's like a couple games now. He's starting to hit his stride, and I'd be worried playing against him.
And you
now.
look, okay, because so if you look at the stats, he only threw for 140 yards and on 15 completions, right? So he's less than 10.
We
less than
got,
10 completion.
but there was a lot of stops on Coyotes,
Yeah.
so we had good field position on much of
and
the game.
that's what I'm saying, and that's what we need to do to give Rich a chance to be successful.
Sammy Feder played really well though. He was buying time. He was trying to force, like you can see Lil Nasi's stats, but he was trying to force it to deep. He was moving him around to try to make mismatches, but
But Ryan sacked him 3 times.
I'm talking about Lil Nasi.
I know, but Ryan Arides sacked Feder 3 times,
He did, yeah.
so he wasn't doing that good of a job buying time,
He wasn't running.
Other than 3 plays.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Just because you get sacked 3 times, I can run 15 times and get sacked 4 times. You know.
Oh my god, no one wants to play with you.
All right, Marco. Why don't you talk about the game, Marco? Go for it.
I wasn't there. I'm nursing. I'm hoping to be back for playoffs.
His
I'm
poor little
nursing-
hamstring.
Nursing a nice little hamstring. But I'm proud of my boys. I'm proud of my boys, except for Alex. I don't really like him.
Alex Postolakis.
It was nice to see Shmuda back out there, but he literally threw him 1 time all game.
And it was for a touchdown.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
But that's kind of how Coyotes have played. Where Kevin Smoot he's the red zone threat a lot of times, and that's what we got
But
here.
also, Coyotes were missing Jacob Burnett, missing Danny Demore. So, I mean, it would have been. We were missing Steve Santa. We were missing Marco. I wish the full squads would have been there so we could see what this game really had to bring. you
Yeah,
know?
but I'm glad we
Yeah.
got the W.
Of course,
Well,
take what we can.
Let's take a look at what the playoff season has to bring as Chapman brings up the playoff standings for Division A as I direct him on how to do his job live. I like that we're so honest as a group, though.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Hey, listen.
let's not bullshit. We know what this is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need some direction.
Sometimes
I need a
You
lot of
need
it.
direction
Sometimes
often.
you
I
just
need a lot of
to-
it.
Instead of doing, producing, you just need to go to Milano's, pick up a bunch of sound.
And not pick it up for the rest
So
of
next
us.
time I'll just leave the stream on, walk away, and come back.
I'm okay with it.
So, guys, for the moment, Rainmaker's still alive at 3-5. They're the 6th team, as you see on your screen.
Yep.
It's already up. Leave
Awesome.
me alone.
I don't know. I don't have. We gotta get a screen that shows
Yeah.
us what he sees.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would
No,
be- that'd be
Yes,
Yeah.
speak to Rob.
I have. I have. They have the finest and Top Guns.
That's a tough schedule.
What do you guys? Absolutely, because
Yeah.
you know what? I would have liked that Top Guns game coming into the season, but seeing what Top Guns have
Yeah.
been all season long, and the way that Rainmaker started the season, we would have thought that'd been a good game. But now,
It's crazy how quickly
Man.
it changes, right?
Yeah.
and
4 weeks and it's.
But
night and
it
day.
feels like months ago. Like it feels like, guys, we might have been talking about it in like black and white TV times. Like the first podcast might have been black and white for how long ago it was that the Rainmakers were in first place, and yet
Yeah.
here they are struggling to make it back into the playoffs.
They haven't won a game since, right?
They haven't.
I feel bad for them, and now Ryan's gone for the next 2, so they got
Ryan
Dan,
Kessler?
they got Dan Lazara coming in to throw, and I'm not sure how that's gonna
I
work.
don't know.
because
I can't wait to
you know,
watch him
you
play
know
with
why
that
you know
receiving
why
core.
I'm a bit off put by it, I guess we'll say. It's because Dan is used to having such explosive playmakers, and Rainmakers are not like that.
And Dan Lazara, he's an amazing quarterback, and he's great to build a team around,
Yeah.
and for him to to really come up with some guys and have a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
He's not a guy that I find is easily transplantable into other teams.
No, for sure.
Like Kevin Wyeth will come in,
Well, we saw him with Monstars, right?
Yeah.
Earlier this year.
Yeah.
and that was not a
It
good
was
fit.
not pretty.
But also that team especially is remarkably different. I think Rainmakers will be a better showing for him, but I don't think it's
Depends who shows up.
Rainmakers is a similar squad though to a Star City Dan and Co team.
I don't think so. Not at all.
The
at least-
Viennes is like Mickelberg in size. You know, you have speed with Chidiat.
It's still not the
really.
same
Chidiat
guy.
is more of a possession receiver. He's not going to blow by anyone. Janot is super fast, and you had the other guys, the big guys there that can get down the field. Bobby is not a fast. Bobby
The
Mickelberg.
Viennes weren't the fastest guys. They were just big guys who know how to use their body, like Bobby.
But Bobby is not a fast dude. Like he's not going to get away from people. He's smart and he gets open in coverage, and Ryan knows that. So when Ryan reads a zone, it's Bobby his go-to because he knows Bobby's going to sit in a zone. If you're manning up on Bobby, he's not going to blow you away.
Oh, but he can get position on you. He can fight you for the ball, and I think Dan's gonna give him chances to do that.
Well, we'll see. I'm excited to see what it's going to be. Like I said, I feel so bad for the Rainmakers, but I don't think that they're going to their last two games. I think.
And the way they started, they probably would have said, you know what, we're missing Ryan Caston the last couple of games. We'll be okay because we're probably in the clinch by this point anyway.
Yeah.
Nope, that hasn't been the
Sucks.
case at all.
Yeah.
DA's finest holding the top spot. And the most predictable thing of all time has happened. So yay, they're 6-2.
It wouldn't have been so predictable if they didn't get that Hail Mary.
But
But
they
they
did.
did.
But they did, and they always kind of do though.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is like
They have Rare Bear's number,
but it's they you know what I would
Both of our games have been.
but they.
From Marco,
points.
but how many times now?
They
How-
beat us
when was the last
They beat
time-
us the last three.
There we go.
They beat us the last three, but before that, we beat them like
Yes.
also like three.
But
in a
that's
row.
it's not a rivalry in that each game is like
It's
it,
rivaled
could
by
go,
s-
it seems to go in like waves. Like
Yeah.
here
Increments of season.
comes the Rare Bears
Yeah.
wave. Here
Yeah.
comes the finest
No,
wave.
every
it's
two
true.
seasons. You guys take it.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's weird. It's all the games are close, but in the past couple seasons, we would beat up on them a bit, but now they're bringing it back to us, and they're giving it to us. They're leading the charge. We'll
Will
see.
the Monstars DA's finest game in week 10 decide who will be the 1 seed?
No.
You think it'll be locked up by then?
Yeah, DA's well, look, because DA's finest is
They
going
have
to
the
play
Rainmakers.
Rainmakers, and they're going to win, and then they'll have seven wins, and I think they already have the tiebreaker on Monstars, and Monstars still have Braves, so they
They do. Yeah, you're right.
You know, so
Yeah,
I-
but
So you,
Braves beat them twice last year, right? So like they Braves have them. They played once this year.
yeah, no,
Braves
that's what I'm
know
saying.
the way Monstars play
That's
too.
what I was just saying. If you would have listened to me, I said they still
I
have
was
Braves.
too.
That might be a game that they could lose, even though I still think Monstars will. I think Monstars will finish
they win or
6-4. I think Monstars will finish 6-4, and Finest will finish 8-2, and Finest will be the 1, and Monstar will be the 2 because no one else can get to 6 wins except for Top Guns, but I don't think they will.
and so for Braves, because you just because you mentioned them, they face Monstars and they face Rare Bears.
Yeah.
yeah.
So where do you see them having played that play-in game, or do you think they make a jump up at all?
No, they're gonna finish 6th. They're gonna 5th. Sorry, they're gonna because Rainmakers are gonna be 3-7. I also see the Braves being 3-7, but they have the head-to-head on Rainmakers, so I think they will get in as the 5 seed and play either Top Guns or Rare Bears in the play-in game.
Well, so then I'll ask you, Vinny. Rare Bears, given that they're in danger of having to play that play-in game, they look at their last 2 games. They have Top Guns, so you guys,
Yeah.
and they have the
Braves.
Braves in the last game. So if Top Guns win, it's pretty much a guarantee you play Braves and then you play Braves again. It's,
Damn, I was hoping there's a way we can let Rainmakers win the last week. Just so you guys get knocked out.
That's what I thought that they were gonna do because obviously that's what they'll do, right?
Honestly, our team, we spoke about this between our games.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I'm gonna cut you off. Every week,
Apparently.
you guys are like, oh, we could if we went out, we're the 2 seed. You're the 2 seed. But things change so fast in this conference this year that you can't be planning ahead. Just go win the game you're playing this week, and then worry about the rest.
When have I ever said if we went out, we're going to be two
Paul
seeds?
said that to me. I was walking. I was
Okay,
like,
well, you're talking about one individual. Okay, there's not we.
But you just said
Second
you're
of all,
planning about that.
we were talking about it, and we do want you guys to make the playoffs because matchup wise with DA
we would
Finest,
probably play Finest.
we
yeah.
are the least like we think you guys are the ones who could take out DA Finest, and we are less worried about you than DA Finest.
Yeah, you guys match up better against us than you do against Finest. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why
as
we,
most teams do. I mean, not that anybody matches up well against you guys, but
Yeah,
the finest are the finest.
but we
right?
match up better against the Finest than we do against
Than
other
most other teams, yeah.
That's it's
That's
You're,
it.
but essentially, you're built to beat the
yeah,
finest.
yeah. No, exactly.
You
You're
know?
right. You're right. Like we don't care if we go 5-5 and we make the playoffs, and we know we'll probably get a good chance at playing the Finest in the finals, and we match up well against them. So
So then, Vinny, if after the playing game, I know we're getting way ahead of ourselves. The playing game is Braves Rare Bears. Let's say the Rare Bears miraculously beat the Braves
somehow. Yeah.
somehow. Marco pays off a ref. So at that point, in the next round, it's DA's Finest, Rare Bears likely. Does that decide who makes it to the finals?
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Well, make it to the finals, yes. Who wins the champion? It's semifinals, isn't it? The next game.
Well, yes. So one more round before the finals.
yeah,
Okay.
It's
I have another.
you really get to
scenario.
hedge your
so,
bet here.
so yes, the winner of that game will make the finals.
I have another scenario here. If Rare Bears beat Top Guns this week, likely we'll have the head-to-head because they only beat us by 2 the first game. So we'll have identical records. We'll be ahead of them, and then we move into the 3 seed. And then Top Guns are playing who the last week of the year?
Right, Rainmakers.
So then they'll probably win, but then we play Braves, and then it's a battle of who's
it
going to go to
hedges,
5
it
and
hedges
5.
on what happens this week.
Exactly.
One, if you guys don't win this week, it's virtually guaranteed you have the play-in game.
Yeah.
Against the,
Yes. If
the
we
Braves.
lose to Top Guns, we're basically almost guaranteed that we're going to be in the play-in game because of our points against.
Yeah, and by now, hopefully, Chapman has figured out the next thing that we're going to talk about is Division B.
I was waiting for you guys to finish Division A, to be honest.
We did. We just did.
guys took forever.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's
It's
cool. There's a lot of scenarios.
Yeah,
going on,
man.
Chapman. Let's go.
This
Figure
is
it out.
exciting. It's playoff time.
I'm
man.
just saying he
Figure it
shouldn't be
out.
upset that Division B is not up yet, all right?
I just
Your Milanos.
once in a while, I would
feeling a
hope that
little
all of
lethargic.
this is taken care of without having something to worry about it.
You ever heard of Marco's Sub? That other place over there?
I haven't
Marco's
Marcos. Yeah.
Oh, that place
Is
is
good?
awesome too. Yeah,
It's
you
pretty
should go,
sweet.
You should go get some right now, Chapman.
You should go.
Bye,
Actually, we
guys.
don't really need you
Bye,
because
guys.
we have the playoff standings up.
That place is really good.
So Conference A actually has the Incredibles leading in Division B.
Yeah, they are.
5-3 with Rich and Famous also at 5-3, which is amazing because honestly, the way this season started out, I didn't think either of those teams would even get a sniff at the top seed.
Yeah. Too
Um,
bad that it's all about to come crashing down for Incredibles.
Which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
STL also at 5-3, but now sitting at third. Drop the Mic at 4-4 with OTF, who just beat Drop the Mic, but still lag a game behind at 3-5, and the Kings are at 2-5-1. Gentlemen, 3 teams at 5-3. What happens?
Yeah. Okay, so if I remember correctly, STL is playing Rich and Famous this week.
Yeah, your own team.
The winner of that game.
If I remember, I know who I'm playing. against.
Well, because I'm probably not playing, but the winner of that game will win Conference A, and I'll tell you why. Because Incredibles, I don't know who they're playing the rest of the way.
Well, I'll get to that. You guys, so STL is playing Rich and Famous, and then Lightweight.
STL.
So
No.
Coyotes.
So Incredibles, they're gonna lose to Coyotes, but they're gonna beat Brocasian even with Stern. Okay, so
Oh, Stern's back this week finally.
that's what I'm saying. So Stern is back.
Damn.
So they're gonna finish at 6-4. Incredibles. The winner of Rich and Famous is gonna be the Rich and Famous STL game is gonna finish 7-3. So whoever wins this week is gonna win the division outright. I think. That's my thought.
Bold prediction.
And then it's gonna be loser of this game versus Incredibles week 1, and then winner against OTF.
So you don't see a world where Incredibles beat Brocasian and then Coyotes in the last week.
No,
Because
I
Coyotes,
think,
we also don't know who's going to
exactly.
be there week to
But
week.
I think Coyotes will need to win more than Incredibles will.
But Coyotes, I don't think that's the motivation. Like their guys are literally not in town or not
It's
available.
true. Actually,
or-
Josh Feder wasn't there this
Look,
week either.
it's just my
They
own
miss a lot of
personal- my
games,
own
guys.
The
personal
top 3
opinion,
players are missing. Yeah.
with
Arguably.
Greg back in there against the Coyotes team that now has Shmuda back. I think Coyotes is a better
if
team.
they have Shmuna, but they
Yeah.
had him back this week.
No,
So-
apparently he's going to qualify for playoffs.
Okay.
if-
So I
they're gonna
don't
have him
think.
back.
Look, if Liam was throwing, I think Incredibles now are the dark horse favorite. Like he was awesome. What I saw from him was awesome. And I hate to keep hating on Stern, but he's not Liam, and I don't think that they can make the jump with him.
Well, because again, so I think Greg Stern has all the capability of being, like he has the physical ability to be a Division B quarterback.
yeah,
But I don't think he's played enough in FPF to have developed into a Division B quarterback. I feel like they've
But
kind of
you know what?
rushed the progression.
Terry Tan brought a great point. It's exactly the same team, if not a better roster this year, and he brought him to a Division 2 final.
So this was funny. He was also saying like, oh, he brings us back into games. He brings us back
Okay,
into
no, now
games.
he's crazy.
So he was like, oh, he brings us back into games. We were down to one night stands in the winter by like 25-6. He brought us back, and I'm like, didn't you guys lose that game? He's like, yeah, we
But
lost.
they brought him back.
He brought us back. And I was like, what? Oh my god, man,
Sometimes it's
forget
too
it.
far to be brought back.
Yeah, but the thing is like I said, it's just
But he also puts you in that hole to begin with.
but because again, because he has the physical tools. If it's the right matchups,
Yeah.
Incredibles will win.
Yeah.
They'll win playoff games because they have a great team. The thing is,
They have a great defense.
If you know
No,
if
they're
you know
stacked.
how to disrupt them, and if you can put points on the board, it's going to be ugly games for Incredibles with Greg Stern throwing, and that's where Liam is I think a better fit at this moment. Where I think Greg Stern has the ability to become a Division B quarterback
Yeah.
and Division 2 quarterback. I just think that again his progression's been kind of rushed because I remember Marco in Clockwork and Greg Stern Incredibles in Division D a few
Yeah,
years ago
it
in
was the same
2011
year, same year.
started pretty much the same time. The difference is Greg Stern wasn't playing all
Yeah.
that time
Yeah.
where Marco
And he's
was.
probably just as good. Like he's the way he looks throwing it, and
It's perfect.
Yeah, he looks great, but he just probably hasn't gotten used to defenses and
The difference between Greg Liam will win you games, whereas Greg Stearns needs his receivers to win him games.
Yeah.
And needs
Yeah.
his defense to carry the team.
And again, it's specific to that system too, of guys. Like again, if everything works in a vacuum and nobody's timing is disrupted, the ball is perfect, it's on
Yeah.
time, it's delivered, it's in the exact spot the ball needs to be where it's caught, and guys can take it upfield.
Mhm.
But that as you move up and the division gets more and more physical, that gets harder to accomplish.
yeah.
OTF and Kings, can they jump up?
No, not Kings. OTF,
OTF,
yes.
yeah. I'm very
Especially
curious.
having now the head-to-head over drop the mic.
That's huge.
Which is
That's
interesting.
huge.
And who do they play the rest of the way?
OTF, I'll tell you in a second.
Let's do we're loading slowly.
Chapman, who's
they
OTF have?
okay, so they have KGP and they have Kings.
Yeah,
So-
both
They're
winnable
both
games.
winnable. Yeah, very winnable games.
Both will be tough games though. KGP is also fighting for their playoff lives, right? So I think it's not so set in stone this last spot in the end. Actually, now that I'm looking at it,
No, but who dropped the mic play?
drop the mic.
Yeah, Drop the Mic will need to lose a game in order for OTF or Kings to be able to get into the playoffs. They face Quan and 6 fast minus Ryan. That's
So
tough
that's-
remaining
That
schedule.
Yeah.
that might be 2 losses right there.
I
But
think they're. I
OT
think they're gonna win based on the Quan game. They're gonna win that game.
if they win that game, they're in.
Yeah.
They're in pretty much.
OTF is making the playoffs. You heard it here first. I don't
I-
do predictions a
I
lot.
think so also, but
I think those are two awful matchups for Drop the Mic.
I think they're not the best matchups for OTF either. I
Yeah.
think KGP might steal that game, and then it's going to come down to
but
the Kings game.
KGP needs so the thing is, yes, you're right. OTF needs to win one of 2 winnable games. I think Drop the Mic has 2 awful matchups.
Yeah,
remaining.
they'll lose.
So I can see OTF winning a game more likely than I see Drop the Mic winning a game, and that's all it's going to take is it's 1 game difference
Yeah,
because
unless-
a tie is OTF
Yeah.
getting it with the tiebreak.
unless Drop the Mic finds a way to beat Quan, but Quan like they can't mess around anymore. They
I'm
need
calling
to win.
it. Kings are beating OTF last game of the year to knock.
But
OTF
that won't
out.
even that might not even matter.
To knock OTF out.
Oh.
I think drop the
But
mic.
if OTF win this week,
Yeah, and drop the mic win this week.
and I'm thinking, I'm saying in my
Okay, you
scenario,
think
Drop the Mic are
Mic's
winning
gonna
both
lose-
or losing both.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I think OTF wins one of the 2. They beat
Okay,
KGP or
well then
Kings.
yes, it doesn't make a difference that game.
There we go. So that's how I see the scenario. Shiga.
Yeah.
I could be entirely wrong because again we're making it up and we don't know anything.
but KGP needs to win because they're trying to hold off Quan.
Everyone needs to win.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody in that
except
scenario
for,
needs
except
to
for
win.
Brocasian because they wouldn't win in Div D.
Yeah, that's also true.
So
We have 1 win and they almost beat us.
That's besides the point. That's in the past.
that is, but we did have Lonnie throwing.
In conference B, 6 fast guys minus Ryan lead
They're
the
number
pack
1.
at 7-1.
They're number 1.
They're pretty much locked
We're not
up.
talking about them.
Lightweight who don't have the tiebreak against them essentially are back now by 2 games for that reason, but they're
Yeah.
6-2 with the dominant Simon Dagenet quarterback.
Lightweight's
Awesome.
losing out. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, Lightweight might lose out, but do they have the head-to-head over Coyotes? Who did they beat?
Lightweight, they can't get knocked out lightweight, so they're good. But
Yeah, they're pretty much
No,
clinched.
they're in a playoff
They do
spot.
face Coyotes this week. That'll be the tiebreak.
They have Coyotes and STL. That's not a good schedule. I actually thought they were going to lose out against Quan, Coyotes, and STL.
But
So
that's
I'll
the thing.
stick with it.
They're so unpredictable.
Yeah, but I'll stick with it because I know Van Dram isn't going to be there, and that's going to affect them in what they do a little bit. So
offensively, he's
yeah.
averaging 3 touchdowns a game.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic, and so for that reason, I'm gonna say that their offense will come down a little bit, and they're not gonna be able to hang with Coyotes or STL. But you never know. Simon Dagenet is going out of his mind.
He is absolutely. Coyotes then a 4-4, KGP at 3-5, doing better than we talked about at the beginning of the season. Quan doing far worse than we thought at 2-5, and Brocasian being the Division D team at 1-7.
Quan can easily just
Quan,
win out.
I think
though.
is gonna win out because they have dropped the mic and they have Brocasian.
Occasion, yeah.
So I think that is an extra 2 wins for them. So they go to 4-5-1. But I think so they'll go to 4-5-1, and then KGP has a pretty tough schedule left.
Have you guys noticed, by the way, that in winter when you tie a game, it's essentially a loss, and then in the
spring,
summertime, because so many more teams qualify for the playoffs, it acts as a win. Like it's so bizarre.
Yeah,
It's I'm the beneficiary of that in Division E. Is like, oh, we're gonna probably make the playoffs because of this tie. Amazing.
So let's
or
do a
Division
little,
D rather.
Let's do a little, what if? So what if Quan wins out? They go to 4-5-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then
KGP
has to win both.
Yeah.
Depending on the
playing
tie.
his calculus class right now.
But they have a tough schedule. They play.
The
But
OTF and Richard
KGP
Famous.
beat Quan. KGP beat Quan. I don't know if that has anything to do with.
Well,
think-
because of the tie, the head-to-head becomes virtually unless KGP ties a game, the head-to-head and all the tiebreakers virtually mean nothing.
Yeah.
Because of points.
This
Good
week
point.
is a
So
huge
basically,
week.
they both need to win out.
KGB
Yeah.
versus OTF this week is a playoff game, I think, for both teams. If the loser of that game is not making the playoffs.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it sucks because
That's crazy.
KGP
That's a
has
good game.
KGP has OTF and then they finish the year with Rich and Famous.
Mhm.
So that's a really tough schedule. For
It
them.
is.
Yeah.
Because again, so KGP is one of those teams I feel like when they have good matchups, they win games, and I don't.
They
think
do
they're
not have a
matchup.
good matchup against
No.
Rich and Famous. Even regardless if I'm playing or not, our team is very defensive oriented.
But that's the thing is
Yeah.
they don't have the athletes to go like 1-for-1, and can Phil Cutler win games on X's and O's alone?
Mm.
That's the difficulty. You
Yeah,
know, like,
well,
can he
maybe
do that
not.
in
Maybe
Division
not
two?
against us, but against OTF, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll pull that.
But
one
man,
out.
OTF has athletes.
They do have some good
They
athletes.
close gaps fast.
Yeah, but they're not.
Those brothers,
They make
man,
a lot
I
of
swear.
mistakes. They make a
Yes.
lot of mistakes, man.
They make more mistakes offensively than defensively. I think they're pretty sound.
Still
Brocasian,
giving
is
up
there any
27
topics there?
No, Brocasian.
All right, picks.
Yeah.
What segment is it?
Games of the week.
Chapman segment.
All right, as I'm loading them up right now, first game is going to be Monstars versus Braves in Division A.
You guys.
I'm predicting the upset. I think Braves are taking them. They have enough experience against them.
You
And-
see how quickly things changes? Sorry to cut you off. Before the season of Braves, Braves are gonna be so good.
Monsters are
Now-
gonna be
now-
garbage.
Now,
blah blah
now,
blah.
Now monsters. I'm going. Now Vinny, I'm
Oh.
going with the upset.
Rare Bears, I'm not worried. You know, we're gonna make the play. You might freaking not even make the playoffs.
He's right.
Also
So,
true.
how
He's
things
right.
change. But I think Braves are.
It's true.
Braves,
Very intense.
Like Braves are what 2 or 3 losses in a row now. They're gonna come out with fire. They've played Monstars enough to know what they do, and I think they're gonna take them.
I think there's just so much unpredictability with Monsters
Yeah.
that even if you know what they're gonna do, you don't really know what they're gonna do. I say Monsters.
I also say Monstars. Rod is having a fantastic year. His only 2 bad games are against Rare Bears, and it's because they don't really match up that well against us. But against everyone else, he's playing fantastic, and I see him continuing it against Braves.
Monstars awesome. I mean,
What's the spread on
the
that?
shoe's awesome.
I got to give you guys spreads.
Yeah, come on.
Just make it up.
make it up on the
Doesn't,
spot.
doesn't
All right,
actually matter.
Monsters are 17.9 point favorites, all
I
right?
take the points because it doesn't
Nah, I'll
matter.
Yeah, Braves. Let's go. Yeah, come on now.
Next.
We never revisit them, eh? So you could
Hey.
actually say anything you
Yeah.
want.
Well, Rob gave me a bunch of crap about the Incredibles game last week.
Why?
I was right. He's
Campana?
like, there's no way STL will beat the Incredibles.
Rob
Rob
came-
Campana came in. Yeah, he said there's no way that STL.
He
gave-
shouldn't
he
be
gave-
involved in gambling in this league.
He gave Incredibles the favorite.
I gave him the points.
He gave points to STL, and they took everyone took STL.
Except for Mo, I think. Well, it was just you and Mo, really. And then Rob's like, "What are you
They were
crazy?"
getting points. They were getting points. Of course, you take them. They got
Commissioner getting involved,
Yeah.
eh?
hmm
Yeah,
Next game, DA Finest versus the Rainmakers.
it's tough. That's tough matchup for Rainmakers.
And it sucks because, man, when I started playing this league, Rainmakers, they never really won, but it was always a threat.
Yeah, it's
That
not.
Yeah.
Ryan Castor was the next thing, and it was just
Not
going to
a
happen
threat.
at some point, and it still hasn't.
Yeah,
I feel bad, man.
I
DA's
see
finest, man. They pulled out the win last week. I don't see them stopping. I see them finishing 8-2. So
I don't think Kevin Wyatt's gonna almost go perfect this game.
Yeah, he might.
Next game, Top Guns versus Rare Bears.
Gentlemen, trash talk.
Trash talk is gonna be done by Robbie Robinson all game. So
What will it sound like?
If Jamil
well,
Springer's
if it was me, oh yeah, that's another thing. If it was
shut
me in Vince Nardone's place when at the end of the last game where Vince Nardone was just like, okay guys, come on, because they were just killing the clock and the game was over, whatever. But then Robbie shout out a big, "Shut up, Vince! You're such a loser."
Yeah,
It's
but
so weird.
they were chirping at the end of the game because we were trying to just waste time to end the game.
Yeah, but you know they were just mad. But then Robbie with the big, "You're a loser." It was so good. I
solid.
pick Rare Bears to win this game, man.
Vinny, thoughts?
I'm gonna pick Top Guns, and I'm thinking.
Are you sure?
I think this game is what's gonna cause Rare Bears to be eliminated. You guys are not
Hey,
making
you
playoffs.
know what?
I'm-
Vinny,
You're not
Vinny has a point here. If we lose this game, we might actually get
Miss
eliminated because we then it's a win, absolute must win against Braves.
We have
I,
Jamil
uh,
Springer to lock up one half of the field, and that's Steele's side. And then we kind of know that Marco has 2 plays, and we're gonna cover those 2 plays, and I think we're gonna shut him down.
I love
so
it. It's so good.
so
See,
you
this
know
is how you shut talk, guys. You don't go personal. This is what me and Vinny do. We're the best.
So I think you're
My
both
God,
losers.
my first compliment from Marco.
And it's
We
been
have
recorded.
recording.
But it wasn't even a compliment.
It was, we're the
it was
best.
a backhanded insult
was
to
like-
Robbie Robinson.
It was like a DJ
I take that as a
Khaled. We the
compliment.
best.
Honestly, guys, I'm gonna go selfish on this one, and I'm gonna say Rare Bears because it sets. Sorry, I'm gonna say Top Guns because it
Thank
sets
you.
up more conversations next week.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
God.
right. It does. It's
just-
a mind.
It's
a
about
mind
me.
fuck after.
It's not about you guys. It's
Yeah.
about what I want.
I would have to apply my 97 cal to see what would happen.
The
last
only
week.
reason Rare Bears have a chance is because Von Dapp's not there.
That's the only reason we have a chance.
Only reason.
That's you're right.
That's true.
It's
True.
yeah.
All right, moving on to Division B. 6 Fast Guys minus Ryan versus Kings.
Beat down.
So we have to talk about this game.
Beat down.
I guess
You know
not.
why? You know why? It's because Kings, they can't stop anyone. They have a very good offense, but
They have
Look.
the second best or third best offense, and
Yeah.
they have by far by like 30 points.
And
the
I
worst
hate
defense.
to say this, because I I like the guys there, but when they have like guys like Void and whoever on their team that they're not playing any defense, and you have guys like Ray.
Ricky
and-
Cummings.
and Rick, like
Mathieu
they
Thibault.
kind of can't keep up anymore. Like I'm watching the game and I'm watching Ray just drop like 20 yards off like a 3-yard hook, and then the guy takes 3 into like 17, and I'm just like, I would do that literally all game if I was.
They have a
quarterback.
potential like Division B plus offense and a Division C minus defense.
Yeah, it's horrible to
rough,
watch.
yeah.
It's tough. Anyways,
Your
so
better
6
players
fast.
are on the
Um,
bench.
6 fast are gonna win.
Alex Pilon has 24 catches. Anthony Brisebois has 35. Marc-Antoine Vien has 42 catches.
I think the way that Kings win this game is to put Ray on top of Pilon.
I don't even think it matters. I think there's nobody on the Kings can cover any of those 3 guys,
No.
let alone all 3 of those 3 guys.
True.
I say King. I say 6 minus.
Drop the mic versus Quan.
I like this game.
I say Quan because I said it before.
I say Quan also.
I say
'Cause they
drop the
need it.
mic because I'm pretty sure Jordan McLaren's playing this game. I'm predicting that. I'm not sure, but I think he's trying to qualify for playoffs. He has to show up to the last 2 games.
If he shows up, that might change something. You're right, but I still think Quan absolutely needs this game. Whereas drop the mic. Well, actually, no, them two they need it. So.
Everyone needs
Yeah,
that game.
Everyone needs all the games.
There's
So
2 games.
I'm
that
going
play-
Quan.
I'm going to drop the mic.
All right.
Brocasian versus Incredibles.
Brocasian.
I'm gonna go
upset of the week.
Brocasian to win this game because Greg Stern said. No, I'm going Incredibles to keep it going for one more week.
It's the thing I described before. If it's against a team that won't do the things it takes to beat Incredibles, Incredibles will win. Brocasian won't do it, and Incredibles will win.
I say that Brocasian should go out with a bang for one last game.
Just
one game, just load the roster.
to a
up.
brothel.
Bring in ringers, man.
Bring in
ringers.
everyone. Try to win a game or 2, or I don't know. Just go out. Don't be embarrassed. Don't embarrass yourself, guys. Like I love them. You know, I played with them a couple times. Just go, be competitive. Bring in people.
The Kyle effect, man. He's too high of a cap hit. Killed that team.
Yep.
Coyotes versus Simon Dagenes, lightweight.
This is gonna be a barn burner.
I think Coyotes are taking it. If they have their full roster this week, Josh Fetter's back, Danny Demore, Jacob Burnett, like Simon's gonna chuck up some picks.
Yeah, I hate agreeing with Vinny, but I think honestly the loss of Vandram is gonna change this game.
I know Simon Dagenet very well. He's the kind of guy who has a plan A, plan B, plan C, even if you can't communicate them in English. He'll have a plan if he already doesn't to replace Van Dran.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
bringing
for
Nado
sure.
Priest. He's bringing the brothers, Samuel or
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
Probably, and
For sure.
it's never a downgrade. It's always gonna be top tier
Yeah.
guys, and I think Coyotes just the roster's too unpredictable.
Yeah.
I say Incredibles. Oh, sorry, I say
Okay.
lightweight.
It's a fair choice. I get it.
I still say incredible.
You still think Dagenet is gonna pull out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, cool.
And he'll suck in and see, and we'll miss the playoffs.
I hope so. He does. Honestly, I'm glad. It's nice to see him finally producing well. Like it's
Yeah,
nice.
I like it. And he always chirps me on the sidelines.
You can see he's happy on the sidelines now.
You see what would happen if you would play with me?
He's not miserable on the sidelines. It's nice to see.
I told you to play with me. I told you, Marco, come play with me.
Imagine you and Van Damme on the same team. That'd be beautiful.
I guess it would have been his wet dream.
We'd
Right?
see who has the better hands
Yeah.
finally.
Van Damme. There's no debate.
Anyways, next.
Rich and famous versus STL.
I gotta do this one.
This one's tough because I think Dylan is gonna be like mad, and, like,
Especially
ready to go.
after all the shit we talked in the show.
But we're not talking shit about Dylan.
Can we-
He's a capable guy.
Yeah.
He's good. It's
You
just
didn't say quarterback. You said capable guy.
no, but you know
You're
what I mean?
capable as a man, Dylan.
Like he's good. It's just I don't know what's been going on with him. Maybe he's just a bit off lately, and like
My worry, and I hate to say this, is if Marco's not there, we have nobody with size and speed who could stay with Theo. That's my worry.
Yeah.
Well, Marco can't stay with you anyway.
No, he can't. But he could definitely do
yes,
the best
Theo,
job.
know,
out of-
Theo knows that I'm probably one of the only people that can cover him because I know how. I know how he's gonna do his stuff. I mean, I know him.
Okay, maybe,
but
but
he's still gonna torch me.
Of
He's still
course.
gonna torch me. Let's get that out there. But I can do a decent job against him.
Yeah, instead of getting 4 touchdowns, like
Plus, like just that I'm around, Dylan might be like, okay, I might not gonna go there that often.
Chapman,
Okay.
what's the spread?
Is Marco playing? That's the question.
We're not
Marco,
gonna
you're gonna
answer
play to help
that.
me out
We're
here.
not answering that.
Chapman, what's the spread?
All right, I'm gonna go with this week STL being
Oh, you bastard.
10.5 point
Oh,
favorites.
then Rich and Famous. We take
Double
the
it. Give me STL.
No,
Wow,
no chance.
boy. Oh. We should make an actual bet on
We
this
take
then.
the points. We take the points.
All right. I mean, but also it's your own
We're,
team.
we're
can-
taking the
you-
win.
No,
not
but
the
that's
point.
what kept Pete Rose out of the Hall of Fame.
We
you
take
know that,
the
right?
points.
You can have the
I
points.
think you guys are both losing your Hall of Fame spots just for this podcast. Last game.
OTF versus KGP in the battle of the acronyms.
This is crazy.
This is a great
crazy.
game.
This is I'm taking KGP.
Does KGB stand for Kangaroos Get Pretty?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
I'm thinking KGP. Phil Cutler's playing really good football right now. Again, him and Mary
You
Perk are
guys-
2 guys I hated all year. And you know what?
Phil's
they're
playing
proving
awesome, man.
They're proving me wrong
Yeah.
throughout the season. So I apologize. He's playing amazing.
But
and
that's
I
the
think
thing in FPF. It changes every week. Just because something happened most recently, it doesn't mean it will happen again.
Can I throw out a weird question here?
Absolutely.
What-
What show are you on?
What,
Absolutely.
what
you can.
would happen if Phil Cutler and Dylan Taylor switched spots? Would STL be better?
Yes. Yes.
Like
I
at the
think it would-
beginning of the year,
I-
we would have said no.
I think it would be
Right?
close. I think it'd be close. I don't think they'd be remarkably better. I think they'd be a touch better.
I think they're better just because Dylan Taylor, when he gets frustrated, it affects the entire
Phil's
team.
always calm.
That's what I mean. And Phil,
Well,
this is Dylan. Yeah, okay.
No, but Phil
When-
sometimes he'll,
And look, it's been the hate on Dylan Taylor show, so I'll continue it. I don't like I'm the type of kind of guy too where if a quarterback overthrows me by 50 yards, I go and apologize to my quarterback because it's never the quarterback's fault.
Yeah, I always say my bad. Yeah. Always.
But when you're the quarterback, you can't always be looking for the guy to blame.
yeah,
You can't, even if if a snap goes over your head, whatever, it
it
sucks.
happens.
But you shouldn't be in a position where that cost you the game anyway.
No.
So therefore, I don't like that part of the characteristic, and I think he'll improve, and the team will improve if he just learns to chill, relax,
But you know what?
and not hold everyone. Again, holding people accountable and ragging on guys are different.
Mhm.
And once you learn that difference,
Yeah.
you improve as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But like we've all played quarterback. I'm sorry.
Poorly
If
for
I
me.
yeah, me too sometimes. If I throw the ball and the guy drops it, but it's a little bit behind him, even though he got 2 hands on it and he drops it, I'll say my bad. I'll never be like, yo, what are you dropping the ball?
You know
I'll
what?
say my bad.
You know what? And that,
I take
that's a good
responsibility.
point.
It's
That's
not,
a good
it's not a
point.
great throw.
That's a good point because
You're
not
the
all, the
leader.
throw isn't always on point. And what I like about our guys, our clockwork guys, our D boys guys is even
So
if
just
the
you?
throw. No, what about our guys? I'm saying I'm pointing it out. We both have a mutual like it's not your fault. It's my fault. And then no, I got 2 hands on it. Like I should have made the catch. But that's how it should be. Shouldn't always be like, oh come on,
Because-
man, come on.
When a
Nobody-
guy makes a mistake, nobody feels worse about the mistake
Then
than the person who made it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need
So
to let
you
him
don't
know.
need to rag on it.
Yeah.
He knows he dropped the ball. You don't
Yeah.
just be like, yo, why are you dropping the ball?
And what most,
I don't know.
what most quarterbacks should do in that case is when a guy
Go right back
lets
to
you
him.
go right
Yep.
back to him. Go right
Because
back
he
to
wants to make a play for
him.
you.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Don't give up on him. Just
No,
go right back
never.
to him. Yeah.
Chapman, final thoughts.
Did we pick this game?
I
By the way?
don't know if it's a thought. It's
KG
more of
I
a
picked
statement.
KGP.
I'm bringing Milanos next week.
Good man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good man.
Okay.
Congratulations, Robbie, on the beautiful daughter.
Should be happy.
I know.
He is happy. He is happy. We had a great time outside the field tailgating yesterday.
And that's what I'm saying. Robbie's always been so laid back. Let bring that onto the field. Bring that laid back.
He's got
vibe.
fire because he wants to win a championship. Okay, let him be.
I'm gonna let him be. It's just I'm just.
Man, when you
I'm
have a
just saying-
kid, how important does an FPF championship?
That's what I'm
It's-
trying to say. And
It's
what
been
I'm-
3 days.
And
Okay.
what I'm saying is, I don't care that he's talking, and it's fun to hear, and it's fun to joke about it, but it's just so unlike him. That was my point.
Well, I've known Robbie for years, and it's not unlike him.
Okay, so I guess I'm wrong.
But
Well, I guess
Chapman,
it's
is
our
that a
perception as
hickey?
outsiders. Then.
Chapman, is that a hickey on your arm?
Did you give it to yourself? Was
What
the
is that?
vacuum
No, it was
cleaner?
given to me by Peas when he threw the ball.
What
and I
is
didn't catch
that?
it.
You see that?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's a welt.
You guys- so
That thing is ugly, man.
Pease does
Thanks.
not throw the ball that hard.
I do.
You only to me.
I,
you can
I,
ask
I
him.
do on slants, but never on a deep ball for some reason. But anyway, so thank you guys. Thank you, Chapman, for the not bringing the sandwiches.
Good time.
And remember, goodbye.
Good eye.